Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Operation Market Garden with me, Dave Pumphouse, with some guys from the IKS. Yes, it has reached the end of the third day. I think in a previous video I thought it was 4, but no, we're doing better than perhaps I once originally thought, because it is now 10 PM on the third day, and let's have a look at what we know. Well, last time we knew about the 82nd who drew the short straw to land at Arnhem. They're kind of around here, we presume, with the enemy kind of facing off against them up in the forests and the fields around their drop zone near Helsum. I do believe they have some guys in the middle of Arnhem as well, but again, they're surrounded. But we hope that they're at least holding on, and that they can at least hold on to the end of the game and not completely whacked, because we're coming. We're on our way. We also have a brief little update on Nijmegen. Now, it's probably not all too accurate. I believe we knew there was an SS Panzer Division and the 5th Fallschirmjäger Division in and around Nijmegen, and I think that kind of confirms the report with the guy of the 1st Airborne Division and what he's saying. Now, from what I can read and put together, there's probably 2 divisions still on the outskirts of Nijmegen. We've probably got a couple of regiments in and around the south of Nijmegen, and the Poles actually hold the bridge north of Nijmegen. There probably will be a few enemy elements up around here as well, but it's not too bad. They also still continue to hold their drop zone at Kriegsspiel, the Kriegsspiel Heights. And they also have some guys down here at Mook Bridge, and they have a little bit of a battle going backwards and forwards on Grave Bridge. Now, that does give us some options, especially if Mook Bridge is not yet really contested, because I don't know why we've got those there, but never mind. Because we finally reached Veghel. The 1st Coldstream Guards have reached the 501st. They're intact, but barely. It was a close run thing just to try and get us there. And now these guys are out of fuel. They have a bit of ammo, but they're not going to be terribly much use. It took a lot to get here, let's just say that. Yeah, but the 501st are pretty heavily pressed still. I think the Germans are all on the north here, and we've pushed some blocks aside. Now we think there's probably 1 or 2. I think there's 1 or 2 blocks up this way. We know there's 2 or maybe 3 blocks down in the south, because they did try and offer a bit of an attack to try and block the road from us coming through, but we made it, but not without some cost. We've got some guys in the orange now. 2nd Grenadiers and the 1st Grenadiers are on the weak side, but if they beat off an attack, chances are the Germans are on the weak side too. We have the King's Royal Hussars on the main road. They're on the yellow, so they must have saw some action briefly, I suppose, which put them down a peg. But they haven't really done much all game. We've really just had them escorting engineers and supply troops, but we're going to have them overnight move up into Veghel in order to give support with the 101st. Now they don't have much ammo and they don't have much fuel, but at least we can get them there. At least we can get them there, and if they have to fight on foot, they'll just have to fight on foot. Yeah, they are what they are. It's probably maybe throwing them away just a little bit, but we want to support our allies. We've got the Irish Guards just north of St Odin Road. They've been there for what, the last 12 hours, but they're out of fuel. They've got some ammo, and they look like they're facing off against a battalion or a brigade. I keep getting those mixed up. Brigade, maybe, of mixed enemy troops just to the north of St Odin Road, and we've got the Coldstream 5th facing off against some guys here with an element of Welsh Guards as well. Out towards the west of St Odin Road, we've still got this platoon of armour that's kicking around, hasn't really done much. It's probably not going to come in unless these guys come in and it supports, then we will be a bit buggered. And then we've got a nice little artillery park here. Now this also makes me think that I've done a bit of a boo-boo in my kind of effort to get my guys up and have a supply base in order to get these guys some supplies overnight, or at least be in a position where I can pass supplies on. I have caused an awful traffic jam for the last 24 hours at least, as the provisional division is still kind of stuck behind us. I do believe the 3rd Irish Guards are in this square here, kind of providing fire support for the glider regiment, but I think the Germans that were trying to do an attack here, they're spent. They're not going anywhere. So what we can do is we can make these guys rejoin the column and try and get them up and moving again. The provisional division does say he's facing off against a brigade out to the west of Veghel here in the forests, trying to keep this road open for him. We hope the Princess Irenes are doing well for him. But yeah, he's got another column that literally stretches all the way back to Eindhoven apparently. So this is one big happy conga line. News from the 50th Division out to our left. They decided to go on a little venture to Best, and they're facing off against a very large number of Germans up here, and the commander of 50th reckons he's going to try and swing eastwards and come into St Odin Road and support us going that way. So there's hope. There's hope, at least. We're on the move. Any further left than that, I don't think anyone's paying attention to that anymore. Our friend in the 43rd Division over here, though, he's crossed at Hoff Bridge finally, and he looks like he's rebuilding, or at least putting down some pontoons to cross at Beek. Now, if he does that, he can either maybe send a brigade up to Veghel in order to support us. That could be an option. Or he can go through Gemert and maybe even race up to Mook and Grave himself. Don't know what command is going to make him do, but it's level peggings between now me and the 43rd. I know we had a little bit of a friendly kind of who's going to get there first type of thing. Well, not too much really, but that's the way I see it anyway. I want to get to the bridges before he does. Friendly rivalry. But yeah, that's how it's looking. It also looks like the 43rd captured half an army's worth of prisoners. So they're running out of supply in the south here. They're cut off. I'm not too bothered about any units that are coming up from the south. We also did get a bit of a report that some trucks were seen retreating north, so it does make me think that's a bridge there. That's probably a ferry crossing. The only other bridge looks like it could be here. We saw some trucks apparently retreating northwards, so maybe they're either an AI unit that the umpires have said, well, maybe they'll want to protect Hertengonbosch, or maybe someone is sending some stuff up that way to try and again maybe even start a new defensive bit at Uden, maybe at Zealand, maybe in the forests here. That seems like it might be an idea for them for another defensive line. But yeah, the commander of the 101st, he's worried that the Germans are going to come in and attack him again. But we're going to try and support him with the King's Royal Hussars and get these guys supplied overnight. Montgomery is confident that some of our guys that have been holding positions west and even north of St. Oda and Rhoda, if we get them supplied and coordinate with the guys coming in behind, they can take our positions and then we can move on. Now, our guys are in the yellow and in the orange, but I'm confident. I'm confident if we at least knock through, we can give some people some options in order to. I mean, this might be a thing. Maybe I've convinced commands of the wrong thing to do, and maybe we should just allow the provisional division to follow the original plan and move through. But that's something to think about. That's something that we're going to have to discuss with the commander of the provisional division, and maybe even Montgomery himself before we get our orders in. But it's a keen turn. It's a crucial turn, as they all are, to try and keep moving. Get this column on the move, because yeah, it's a precarious one, isn't it? But now I'm thinking the Germans, they must be as tired as we are. If we're in the yellow and the orange, they've got to be in the orange and the red. That's how I'm seeing it. But yeah, that's it for this turn, ladies and gents. It's 10 PM on the third day, going into the fourth, and the game is only supposed to last 6. So maybe we can shoot for Grave Bridge tomorrow, or at least halfway. Maybe if we get to Zealand. Fingers crossed. Maybe if we roll the dice, maybe we could race all the way up into Nijmegen. It's gonna be crunch time. See you on the next one, ladies and gents. Take it easy. Bye bye for now.